We welcome you here to the North Star Network on YouTube. I'm Joey Cox, your play-by-play commentator for tonight's matchup. The North Stars are taking on General Brown here at Michael J. Bragman Stadium. I'm so thankful to be joined by my color commentators, Ethan Hanson and Killian Heffron. Tonight, this matchup is on the best night you could possibly ask for, guys. I mean, beautiful weather. You got the clouds looming there. A couple rain showers earlier, but the rain has stopped. The clouds are beginning to part, and it's a nice, cool 65. So you can't really complain about this weather, can you?
Absolutely not. I mean, it's been a beautiful day overall. Besides the rain, nice, about 70, high 60s here. So it's a great day for a game.
Yeah, we definitely lucked out earlier tonight when it was supposed to pour the entire day. It ended up coming early, and now it's nice out.
Exactly. So we're going to get our national anthem as we'll be right back here on the North Star Network in just a few moments. We welcome you back here on the North Star Network on YouTube as starting lineups will be announced in just a few moments. As Killian was mentioning just before we came back on, look at that sun. It's starting to peek from behind the stadium. It's looking beautiful out now all of a sudden. It just changed. I mean, the skies were a little bit dark, but as we were talking about, those clouds have began to part as our camera operator, Owen, has just arrived. Thank you, Owen Lynch, for being here for our game. Owen Lynch, our camera operator. So let's meet our starters for the North Stars. At attack, we have junior number 1, Luke Dinehart. You have number 5, Donovan Cheney. Number 10, that was a typo on the starters here. Blake Fifi. And then at midfields, you have Carter Petranchik, number 3. Number 4, Adrian Sweeney. That should be number 5, unless he changed numbers today miraculously. Number 20, Quinn Empey. Defense, 17, Joseph Malecki. 18, Jacob Malecki. And Landon Coyle. And then, of course, you have number 33, the junior, Noah Samphir, in goal for the North Stars. Now, I was talking to you guys before the game about that last one, 13-5 win with that huge game by, Adrian Sweeney, 5 goals. Like, That's an impressive game. So you think we're going to see something similar from him today? I mean, if anything serves, if history serves itself here, we may see a repeat from last year. I mean, last year was a big blowout. I mean, the JV game, if the varsity team is anything like their junior varsity counterparts, this is going to be a blowout by the North Stars. I mean, the junior varsity won 12 to nothing. So what do you think we're going to see today, especially from Adrian Sweeney coming off of that 5-goal game?
Now, I think General Brown coming into this game, they obviously saw what happened to their JV team. I think they're going to try to make a statement early, maybe put in a couple quick goals. And if they're able to, who knows? Maybe they're going to be able to
get that momentum on their side, yeah.
Get the momentum and just make it a close game. And I think that's probably a worst-case scenario for the North Stars if that does happen.
And another thing for this General Brown team, they haven't had a game this year, so it's not like you have a lot of prior knowledge on this team. It's a completely new season for General Brown, and then with the North Stars, you've already played your first game. Exactly.
So face-off comes at midfield. Is the North Stars going to win it? I apologize. Adrian Sweeney is number 4. Donovan Cheney's number 5. I don't know why I got those two numbers mixed up. So it was correct over here on our starter list. Apologize for that. Yes, Adrian Sweeney number 4. So Carter Petranchik moving it around the 20. He fires. Nice save by General Brown, starting goalie. Number 20, Drew Pauly.
Good offensive possession there for the North Stars. First one of the game. They were able to get a shot off. It might have bounced on the way in before the goaltender was able to make the save. But, I mean, seeing as they're going to try to take some early shots, get a couple quick goals, and knock General Brown out of this game early.
Exactly. So good defensive stop here at midfield for the North Stars as Adrian Sweeney finds Donovan Cheney in motion. He's going to be forced back out to around the 30. He makes a couple moves. He's going to move in, and that one sneaks through. Cheney gets the North Stars on the board within the first minute.
And that one was all set up by the big hit at midfield.
Yeah.
He just took off with the ball, got it into the right in front of the net, and scored.
Sweeney just finds Donovan Cheney at around the 20. He's kind of forced outside, but you see those moves. You see those wheels on Donovan Cheney. He's just moving like there is no tomorrow. Just found his way past a couple defenders. Huge breakdown in defense by General Brown at around the goalie crease there, and that just left Donovan Cheney a defender and the goalie, and he just snuck that one through off of a bounce. So the North Stars going to win that face-off after that quick goal by Donovan Cheney to open up our scoring as we get a flag here.
Looks like a pretty big swing.
Yeah,
General Brown
perhaps a slashing. So it looks like we might get about a minute man advantage here for the North Stars after this play is blown dead.
There is a little bit of sun behind the General Brown goal. We'll see if that might affect some of the players' vision on either team here during these early offensive possessions before the sun goes down.
Takes the shot. That's a good save by Pauly.
Now we'll get a look at what
I'm going to guess slashing of some sort. I think I just saw the ref signal flashing. I looked away for a second, but that's my best guess here. We will get confirmation from our PA announcer, Daryl White, just a few moments, as the North Stars will have a man-up advantage. Cross-checking, all right. So cross-checking on 24. That's going to be Hayden Moody. So the North Stars going to have a man-up advantage here after getting on the board quickly from Donovan Cheney's goal. Oh, Sweeney gets in front. Good defensive stop. Gets that one back. Quinn Empey takes the shot. It makes it through, but a little infraction there in front of the net. Not quite sure exactly what happened. Perhaps it was some sort of offensive foul there, but nonetheless, turnover. General Brown back with it.
General Brown needs to find a way to get something going here. They haven't even gotten the ball past midfield yet, and it's already been a few minutes of this game as there's another turnover.
North Stars moving quickly, take the shot. Cheney tracks it down, so the North Stars staying with it.
Yeah, seeing as they played very physically so far. A lot of hitting, a lot of contact, and General Brown's struggling to keep up on the physical aspect.
Yeah, the North Stars, they got on the board quickly. Not to mention that, which was kind of like what you were saying, Killian, what General Brown wanted to do was what the North Stars did earlier on. Flag on the play. Yeah. He blew the whistle, then he threw the flag.
And then the second one came in too. So it'll be interesting to see what they both saw here.
Discussing something, a little substitution here for General Brown. Not 100% sure what happened. All right, so yeah, we have 2 General Brown players on the sideline here, so it's going to be a 2-man up advantage here for the North Stars.
General Brown not very disciplined so far here early in this game. We'll see if CNS can take it. Oh, man, they immediately do to goal.
Look at that. Oh, my God. I looked down for 2 seconds, and the North Stars have capitalized.
Yeah, it was a laser from the right side there.
Did anybody see who got it?
I did not. No, it happened so fast.
Exactly.
It was 20. Is that empty?
Yeah, that's Quinn Empey. So his second goal of the season. As Quinn Empey takes advantage of that one. I believe that's his second. Yes, that is going to be his second goal of the season. As the North Stars take an early 2-0 lead with 9:20 left to go. Here comes our face-off in midfield. North Stars looking to just add on to their lead. So we're going to get face-off infraction. North Stars going to keep it. Jack Putman out there with his same number as his sister, who plays for girls lacrosse, as he gets a little handoff there for Pritchard. Pritchard slowing down at around the 40 as we get a substitution here. Putman out as Empey comes back in after getting that second goal here for the North Stars. Empey scanning. He rolls around. He's double teamed. Good defense by General Brown, as Dashell Pauly takes that one away.
Another thing to look at here is the size of the North Star bench compared to the General Brown bench. CNS has a lot more players, so they're going to be much less likely to lose steam as this game goes because they have just so many legs that they can use.
Yeah, and so far that was the first possession. General Brown started to move the ball, and then they called a timeout. So interesting to see why you would do that when you get your first possession going on offense.
So as General Brown takes a timeout, they're down 2. 8:36 left to go. We'll take a break here on North Star Network on YouTube.
We welcome you back here to North Star Network on YouTube. General Brown with possession of the ball.
So let's see what response they make. What changes?
This is the first time tonight they've had the ball past the midfield line.
All right, we haven't even seen any shots. Noah Samfier's just been sitting in a goal waiting. So see if Coach Deruin for General Brown can make any changes here. Still in this one, but they're going to need to get one off quick. Good North Stars defense there. Oh, man. How did he get that one off?
He was getting swarmed by a bunch of defenders and somehow just kind of tossed it out of the pile right over the top of the goalie.
Dawson Foley unassisted as he gets General Brown within 1 with just under 8 minutes left to go.
Yeah, Foley was able to beat 3 or 4 defenders in, and if you're CNS, that just can't happen. You can't let that many people get through.
So North Stars still with the lead. Minimal, though. So they're only up by 1. Here comes the face-off. North Stars going to win it as Emmett Porter takes it back in their own defensive zone. Yes, they lose it. Whistle blown, though. It's going to stay with General Brown.
Now General Brown gets that first possession, and now you see some momentum starting to shift a little bit here in their favor as they have a chance now to tie it up possibly.
So it looks like we got a little bit of an interference call. I could hear the refs discussing. So that's going to go back to the North Stars' direction. So opportunity for General Brown as they get that little bit of a relief on defense, just for it to go right back to the North Stars. So here comes Jack Putman at around midfield. He sneaks past a couple General Brown defenders. He gets it behind the net for Deinhardt. Deinhardt fires over for Cheney. Cheney looking, Petranchik at around the 25. He gets it back over for Sweeney. Sweeney gets it back over for Deinhardt. Cheney looking for his perhaps second of the game. He gets it over to Petranchik. Petranchik gets it behind the net. Great pass in front. Oh, man. What a save.
And the goalie for General Brown hasn't had a terrible game. He's just let in 2 goals early, but he's made quite a few good saves here early.
Yeah, Drew Pauly, as we're going to get, looks like it's going to be on the North Stars here. Yep, it's going to be, I believe, pushing some sort. Not 100% sure the call there, but man-up advantage here for General Brown as Donovan Cheney going to go to the sideline. Let's get confirmation of what that cross-checking for Donovan Cheney on that one.
Now this game, seeing us 2 early goals, General Brown with the response. So this game really could go either way at this point. General Brown's certainly not out of it, and if they're able to tie this game, we could definitely see them going a little run here, and the CNS defense would have to kind of stop them.
Yeah, the
Right.
Stars got out to the quick lead early, and then a quick timeout after that by General Brown, and now the momentum definitely feels like it shifted a little bit in favor for the Lions.
Exactly. So General Brown only down by 1 now as they're looking to tie this one up. That one fired left as Jacob Malecki trying to track that one down, not able to get there quick enough.
That one actually went outside the gate that's open there on the side of
Oh, jeez.
the stadium, so that one is long gone.
General Brown back with it now. Nice little flip. Oh, great pass. Good defense by the North Stars.
Yeah, good stop there on defense. The North Stars defense has played pretty well so far. They've just been more physical on that side than the Lions so far.
Yeah, that's what the North Stars really praise themselves with, is their defense, and that showed in their last outing here at Michael J. Bragman Stadium versus Ballston Spa. That 13-5 victory. Just overall excellent defensive performance by the North Stars. I mean, you got Joseph and Jacob Malecki, the 2 twins. Oh, wow, what a pass in front. That one sneaks through as it just manages to trickle over the stick of Noah Samfier, and the General Brown Lions have tied this one with 6:03 left to go in the first.
That was a nice play there. Just had the ball behind the goal, passes it over the top, and a Lions player just kind of snuck right in there and got a wide open shot.
Exactly, and Noah Samfier was so close. Now, that's the tough thing about you got a much bigger net, you got a smaller player. It's unlike hockey where you got much smaller window to fit in, and that's why you see a lot of high scoring here in lacrosse, just because of it's pretty easy to get one in, and there, Donovan Cheney gets his second of the night, third of the season, and the North Stars have regained the lead.
That time the pass came in a little high. He made a nice leaping catch, and then no one was in front of him when he came down with it, and it was another easy goal for him.
As I was saying, opportunities can develop easily in lacrosse, and you can find some pretty easy goals in lacrosse. I mean, a lot of them are tough. Some of them are just hard shots that they just fire from, 10, 15 yards out, and it's just hard for the goalie to stop. You have to be quick in order to save stuff like that. So that's why sometimes it's tough to be a lacrosse goalie, because you got a much bigger net compared to your body size. As it looks like we're going to get a flag here on General Brown.
Looks like a tripping or checking of some kind.
Some sort of perhaps cross-checking. We'll see what the refs signal here. welcome you back here on the North Star Network on YouTube. I did not hear what that foul was on, or it was on General Brown is all I know. But nonetheless, North Star is going to have a man-up advantage. Fires that one! And Adrian Sweeney, his 6th goal of the year and his 1st of the night. And the North Stars now have a 2-point lead. That's the thing about these North Stars, especially when it comes to opportunities. They do not waste them. And right there, 2 back-to-back opportunities. We see 2 goals here for the North Stars within 20 seconds. They were tied. They win that opening faceoff after that tying goal by General Brown. They get a quick one off with Donovan Chaney after that penalty. They get the man-up advantage, and Adrian Sweeney just rips that one through and gets the North Stars up by 2. North Stars just know how to take advantage and make opportunities count. That one's going to go out of bounds. North Stars going to stick with it.
Been a good last couple of minutes here for the North Stars. They certainly are taking advantage of the opportunities that General Brown gives them, and that sort of comes back to discipline. General Brown's had numerous little infractions that have caused man advantages for the North Stars, so CNS has done a great job taking advantage of those so far. We'll see if that continues.
Yeah, the momentum was definitely shifting towards General Brown in the middle of the quarter, and then the North Stars just took it right back with 2 quick goals. And now they're on the attack again, looking for 3.
North Stars moving quickly. Good save as we get another flag. So it looks like it's going to be 12 for General Brown. Aiden Neto for cross-checking. So North Stars get another man-up advantage. As we know, they took advantage of it last time. Let's see if they can do it again.
Yeah, another attack in front of the net there. Almost a 3rd goal for Chaney on that one.
Chaney's having himself a night. Rips that one through as Carter Petranchik gets the North Stars up by 3.
And on the celebration and tried to go up to bump shoulders with his teammate.
Oh, sorry, Pritchard. That's my fault. The PR. It reminded me I was doing the baseball roster earlier, and there's Carter Petranchik on that roster. It's Pritchard. I apologize for any fans out there of Carson Pritchard, as I've been saying Petranchik this whole broadcast. So there we go. I apologize for that. So Carson Petranchik, oh my God, wow. Pritchard. Oh, it's the thing about covering multiple sports. You get all these names in your head, you flip them around. So, Adrian Sweeney behind the net. What a goal by Carson Pritchard. Adrian Sweeney flips it back for Deinhardt. Deinhardt gets it in front as Putman flings it over for Emmett Porter at around the 20. He's scanning. Good defense, but that's going to be...
That was a clear check.
Yeah, that was
4 of General Brown.
It's going to be a cross-checking there.
2 officials actually threw a flag on that one, so certainly was a pretty easy call for the officials. Multiple picked up on it, and now North Stars get another man advantage.
One after another, they keep coming, and the North Stars have been known to take advantage of them. So we'll see if they can just tack on another one. Donovan Chaney gets it over for Sweeney. Sweeney scanning it around the 30. Sweeney gets it back over to Chaney. Chaney back to Sweeney. Sweeney looks on the inside for Pritchard. Pritchard tripped up. That one falls out of bounds, going to General Brown on that one.
And a very high-scoring first quarter here. We still have 3:20 left, and it's already 5-2. 7
Exactly.
goals here in just under 9 minutes so far.
Good defense by the North Stars.
Yeah, so far it's just been good for the North Stars on both ends of the field. They've gotten a lot of stops on defense and then a couple quick goals on offense.
All right. Luke Dupy looking for a little top shelfer there. Good defense by the North Stars. Looked like Landon Coyle was getting in there on the action. He's long stick today. General Brown just letting an opportunity develop. Not moving too quickly, but they do have the shot clock to worry about, as there's 30 seconds left on that. Now they're moving with speed. Gets past a couple North Stars defenders. Scanning. Nice pass inside. That shot bounces in. And General Brown is within 2. That's Camden Thomas, the midfield junior of Camden Brown, as he gets the Lions within 2.
General Brown, really all 3 of their goals kind of just snuck one in there. It's been tough physical shots right in front of the net, but they've done a good job just kind of sneaking them past so far.
CNS, on the last General Brown goal, CNS was able to go right back down and score, so obviously they're going to try to do that again and kill the momentum.
Well, they win the face-off, so that's already one bit of momentum in their favor as Emmett Porter moves quickly. He loses it. Fight for it at around the 10. Apologize for some of the wind noise here in the booth. We got the wind is nice, but it might be a little bit annoying for the viewers at home for audio purposes. Pritchard gets it in for Empey. Empey takes the shot. That's going to go left. Donovan Cheney, though, there to track it down. Donovan Cheney gets it over for Deinhardt. Deinhardt back to Cheney. Cheney makes a couple moves, looking for his second on the night. Cheney gets it to Empey. Empey shoots, and he's got one. Quinn Empey, that's his 3rd of the season.
Incredibly high scoring so far here in this one. I mean, 6-3 in the first quarter.
Yeah, it hasn't been great defense in this one. The North Stars hasn't been terrible. General Brown just snucks them in, but if General Brown wants any chance in this one, you can't be on a pace to give up over 20 goals.
Exactly. Well, so I got a couple corrections here. Apologize. That is Quinn Empey's 2nd of the game. That's his 4th of the season. Such high scoring, guys. We're losing track of who's scoring.
Yeah, it's been pretty entertaining for people that like offense, but you definitely want to see the defenses step up a little bit here if you're one of these teams out here.
So everybody getting in on the action, just like the first game, as we had, that 13-point game. A lot of high scoring, and all the North Stars players got involved in that one. So General Brown looking to get within 2 before we end this first quarter. North Stars up by 3. Minute left or so.
A big gust of wind just came through, knocked a bunch of equipment right off the bench for the North Stars.
Yeah, we're getting some pretty high winds here.
Now the 45 seconds left here.
General Brown, they're looking to add on another one just to, boost that momentum, get the pendulum swinging back in their direction before we head to the second quarter. They're down by 3. They zip one in. Wow.
Really nice, almost sidearm, underhand goal there for General Brown.
Luke Dupy.
They're not letting CNS get away just yet. It's
No.
still only a 2-goal game.
Exactly. So the North Stars still up by 2, but General Brown makes this game close. 31 seconds left. We'll see what the North Stars do here. Do they get a little conservative here? Do they go out strong, try to respond to that within 31 seconds? We'll see.
Here's a little stat. Currently, the game is on pace to end 24-16.
Well, there you go.
Playing it on the football field, but did not think we would be getting football scoring.
So General Brown wins that one. They're going to get this one in quick. Good defense by the North Stars and Dominic DeViro. Dominic DeViro, number 19 with the long stick, as he breaks that one up and prevents any further scoring from General Brown. 17 seconds left, and it looks like Noah Samfier is just going to hold this one out. Maybe fire it just a little bit down midfield, but they're not going to have enough time to, well, maybe they could take a shot as Putman gets it. He's got time. He scans. Oh, man.
Drops the pass.
Sweeney couldn't get it in time. Good ball control by Putman, and great find for Sweeney. Just Sweeney couldn't keep a hold of it to get a shot off in time. So the North Stars still with a lead, 6-4 your score at the end of the first. We'll see you right back here on the North Star Network for second quarter of action. We welcome you back here on the North Star Network on YouTube. North Stars up by 2 here to start this second quarter off. As here comes our second quarter opening face-off. That one's going to be won by General Brown. They've been getting control of these face-offs a lot more, which is key, really, in any sport with a face-off. Any coach, any player, any really fan of lacrosse or hockey can tell you face-offs are key. North Stars have not been winning. I think they've lost the past 4 or 5 face-offs here. So let's see if they can get that momentum back in their direction next face-off. But for now, General Brown wins this one, trying to get the momentum back in their direction. As that one's going to be a turnover, North Star is going to get it back here. As Dominic DeViro launches that one for Pritchard. Pritchard moving with speed down past midfield. He does a couple spins at around the 40. He's pushed out back to way back to midfield. Empey back with it now at the 40, 30 with speed. He's going to look for a shot. He gets it in, and he's got a hat trick. Quinn Empey, his 3rd of the game, his 5th of the season, and he's got the North Stars up by 3.
And once again, the North Stars strike within the first minute of the quarter.
Yeah, they're getting all their goals quick here, and it's been a really nice game from Empey so far with a hat trick, and it's been 13 minutes into the game.
We're pushing 10 goals in the first half from the North Stars.
I know, this is quite the high-scoring affair. I mean, we didn't even see this high scoring. I mean, we had 13-5, your score for the last home game here for the North Stars versus Boston Spa, and I thought that was high scoring. I mean, yeah, you can get some games in the 20s if you get lucky, but this one's even higher. Joseph Malecki wins that face-off. Or sorry, he does not win that face-off, but he gets the ball back for the North Stars. As James Collins slowing things down. Tries to get it over for Malecki, yeah.
Been a very fast-paced game so far. Maybe we'll see if...
Oh, goal. Oh, man.
I was going to say, see if some of these teams slow it down, but then General Brown immediately got a fast goal in transition there. Make it a 2-goal lead again.
Yeah, so North Stars score quickly there with the one by Quinn Empey, and then General Brown responds with their own goal here with 10:33 left to go to get this one within 2. Here comes the face-off. North Stars really need to win these ones. They've been struggling so far these past few. As looks like General Brown's going to win it.
And this time General Brown will take it a little slower.
Yeah, they're trying to get their proper their offense properly set up here, because you don't want to take bad shots, because you risk turning the ball over off of a bad shot, or you don't want to take a bad pass, forcing the ball to turn over on a bad pass as well. So they're really just making sure that they methodically go through these next few offensive plays to really get a proper shot off. Moving with speed now. Scanning. That one's going to be a bad pass out of bounds. North Stars going to get it back.
Definitely not been as much scoring here in this second quarter as there was in the first, but I mean, defenses are definitely waking up. It's a 4-quarter game. It's only a 2-goal game, but I mean, certainly if the defenses continue at this pace, we can expect a pretty close game.
Yeah, early on, that was probably definitely something the coaches were talking about after that first quarter, is getting the defenses going, as now it's started to settle down here with only just a couple goals here early in the second quarter.
So General Brown going to stick with it here as they're slowing things down behind net. Dominic DeViro keeping him back in around the end zone. Scanning. Couple spin moves there. Dominic DeViro keeps him out. A little bit of a breakdown there in defense. Good job by Gavin Godel to stick with him. Pritchard stays in there. Great defense by the North Stars. They just couldn't get the ball back. You got to get some of these loose balls.
And the wind is starting to pick up quite a bit. We'll see if that has any kind of effect on the scoring of these teams.
Yeah, the field goal goalposts are starting to shake, so
yeah,
we'll see if the wind has any effect. I mean, I assume a lacrosse ball's heavy enough to where the wind won't really have too much of an effect on it, but it might mess up the mentality of some of the players.
Or, it's getting a little bit chilly. We'll see how it affects them. So Pritchard with speed down midfield. He gets to the 30. He slows things down, scanning. Quinn Empey at about the 20-yard line. Asking for the ball, looking for his fourth. Nice shot, but
it was a tough shot there.
That was tough.
Just off to the left.
Yep. That one could have snuck through if it had just been a little bit right. Maybe off of the bounce. Nonetheless, North Stars stick with it as Deinhardt was there to get it back. That one fired, and Quinn Empey's got 4. Quinn Empey, now his 6th goal of the season and his 4th of the game. Wow, is he having himself a night?
Absolutely. I mean, he's certainly been key to the North Stars offense. Without him, they're down 5-4 right now, so been a very well-needed, solid night for him. And we're just over a quarter in, so he could end up with a lot more.
Exactly. As we saw with Adrian Sweeney with his 5-goal game, there's always time to get another one in. Fun fact about Quinn Empey, he only had 5 goals for the entire season last year. So he's already beat his total season total from last year, and we're only in the 2nd game of the season, folks. So he's set to have a excellent year, along with a bunch of other players on the North Stars squad. Everybody's getting involved in the scoring here for CNS.
Chippiness of the game certainly increasing there. We just had a very physical sequence on about the 20-yard line. So you can expect that to kind of be a factor as the North Stars, I think, are going to try to physically shut out General Brown.
Yeah, they've been the more physical team so far, but both teams have kind of ramped up the physicality here later on, and it's led to some better defense here in the second quarter.
Good defense by Joseph Malecki as he forces that ball away. North Stars now back with it. James Collins down midfield. He's scanning. He gets it over for Emmett Porter. Blake Fifi now at the 20. He's looking. Fifi gets it over for Porter around the 40. Porter looking. Rolling to the outside. He wanted to take a shot there. Just good defense overall by General Brown. Good ball movement. Cheney at around the 25. He does a couple spins. He's trying to get in. Good defense by General Brown. North Stars fighting for it.
You can see all the physicality.
Yeah.
It's definitely gotten more intense down there.
Whew. North Stars trying to come away with it. We'll see who's ultimately going to get possession.
We have a timeout here called by the North Stars.
All right, so North Stars going to take a timeout. They're up by 3 here with 6:15 left to go. We'll take a break here on the North Star Network as teams talk things over. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network as North Star is moving quickly now with it. Sweeney, he wanted to fire. He decides to move his way in. Good defense by the North Stars. By General Brown as they get that one away. General Brown fires that one down midfield. Bad pass. That one almost scooped up by Malecki there.
Well, the defense is starting to get better. The games definitely tend to move a lot faster now as we're already only over halfway through the second quarter after how slow that first quarter felt like it went.
Yeah, just so much scoring in that first one, so many stops and starts. It's going to feel a little bit slow. But, now that it's a more defensive-minded second quarter, we've only seen a few goals by both teams combined here. It's going to feel a little bit quicker pace, less stoppages. So General Brown still just taking their time. They got 25 seconds left here on this shot clock. Trying to find their way in. Just good defense by the North Stars, just keeping them outside. They haven't been able to get past the 20 here.
Yeah, they're making it tough for them just to get a shot off. That's the 15. That's really the closest they've gotten on this possession so far.
They've only got 7 seconds to shoot now.
They're going to have to take a shot quick. That one fired. I think it's going to stick with General Brown. It is. Shot clock at 2, though, so once he brings it in. Oh, nope. Reset.
He got the shot on goal, so it will reset.
Oh, yes.
A whole minute.
Yep. So now a minute as they're able to slow things down and get a proper play set up. Looking. Gets it back to midfield at around the circle. Just really trying to make sure that they get a proper shot off here. They're down by 3, 4:19 left before half. And General Brown looking to make a comeback here. Now this is definitely a different-sided affair than what we saw for our last time these two teams met last season, as General Brown loses it. Huge thank you to Joe Simon for watching this broadcast, as a great save by Noah Samfier. Thanks, Joe, so much for watching all the way from Oswego.
Former member of the North Star
Yes.
Network.
Oof, big hit there
Wow.
right around the 34-yard line.
It's just going to be a turnover back to the North Stars. Joseph Malecki was kind of tied up in that one, as Jack Putman gets it over for Dominic DeViro. DeViro tied up. He's going to zip it over for Dom Summers, who had his first varsity goal last game. Looking for his second of the season as he's skating around the 20, gets it behind.
It was pretty physical defense there by General Brown.
Yeah,
in the open space.
I don't know what happened there. Perhaps an offside that I missed. Not 100% sure what happened there, but the North Stars turn it over. Good defense.
Looks like timeout called by General Brown.
So General Brown going to take their final timeout of this first half. They're down by 3, 3:05 left to play. Both teams will talk things over on the sideline. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network on YouTube, as both teams are done deliberating on the sideline. Let's see what General Brown has changed, if anything. Can they get this game closer, possibly within 2 before half? 3:04 left to play. General Brown with it, down by 3.
Significant drop in scoring here in the second quarter. Seeing as only with 1 goal, I don't believe General Brown has any.
I think they have one. So I think one apiece. I believe it was 7-4 to end our first quarter. So I think one apiece for both teams here. But yeah, very low scoring. Both teams just playing defensive lockdown.
Yeah, a tough underhand shot there by General Brown. Not really the smartest shot from there, but they keep the possession.
General Brown scanning. Looking for a shot, they get it off. Wow. That one just snuck its way through, I believe. That was number 0, so that's his second of the game, Luke Dupe, as he gets General Brown within 2. 8-6 your score.
Yeah, Dupe wasn't really contested there on the walk-in. He was able to get by the defender and just take the shot, and the shot was not very contested, so difficult save there for the goaltender to make.
He's having a nice night here, and he's been one of the better players for General Brown the last couple years here. It'd be interesting to see what he can do this year.
Yeah, 29 goals for Luke Dupe last year. So solid player as he gets 2 in their first outing of the season. Joseph Malecki now with it, loses it for a second at around the 40. So the North Stars win this face-off. We get a whistle, and it looks like North Stars are going to take a timeout. Yeah, so North Stars going to talk things over. They're up by 2. 2:05 left to go before half. We'll take a break here on the North Star Network as both teams talk things over. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network. 2:03 left. North Stars coming back from this timeout, looking to regain their 3-score lead. As Donovan Cheney scanning, looking for his third of the night. He loses it for a second. He scans, looks. That one fires. Great job by Sweeney chasing that one down. So the North Stars sticking with it. Again, we apologize for any wind that you may hear through our mics. We got the windows open. The breeze is actually quite nice. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a nice temperature. You can get some days this time of year like what we had on Saturday where it can be cold and rainy, but you can also get days where it's like this.
Can't complain.
Temperature is going to actually drop pretty significantly.
Exactly. Oh, what a pass in front. Oh, man. I think Sweeney had that shot as General Brown gets there in time. So North Stars lose possession with a minute 23. Unable to add on another after taking their final timeout.
But, yeah, I mean, like I said, just around here, you never really know. It's going to get cold again.
Right.
At the end of this week, so. And here comes General Brown running back in.
Wow,
They turned that to a really fast possession.
Luke Dupe moving with speed behind the net. Gets it in front for Camden Thomas, who's already got a goal. Scans for Dominic Weisner. Weisner gets it at around midfield for Dom Morgia. Morgia looking at around the 30. Good defense by the North Stars, yeah.
For the North Stars, they're not giving up anything.
That's
second quarter. It turned from a very high-scoring game into a low-scoring game, but now it's going to be a tripping on CNS.
So here comes a man-up advantage here for General Brown, looking to get this one within a score with 35 seconds and 3 milliseconds left to go here in this second quarter before half. So they're going to call it a push here on James Collins. Only 30 seconds, so there will be 5 seconds of even strength before half. So General Brown pretty much has the rest of the second quarter as a man-up advantage here. As that one's going to go out of bounds, and the North Stars get it back. So 24 seconds left. We'll see if they play conservatively or will they try to get a shot off here.
Now a chance to maybe get one more goal in before halftime.
Right.
Get it back to 3.
Jack Putman gets it back for DeViro. DeViro back to Putman. Putman gets it to Malecki at around midfield. Malecki scanning. He's got 11 seconds left. They're going to have to get a shot off quick. Malecki's going to take the shot. He gets it through! Joseph Malecki from the 30-yard line with 6 seconds left.
That was from about 25 yards out.
Yeah.
A long bomb there by the defender with the defense stick. Hits a bomb from deep right before halftime.
Wow, Joseph Malecki. We got to get a replay of that one. Let's take a look at that one again. He does a couple little spin moves, gets past a couple defenders. Yeah, he's at around the 25.
From the 26-yard
Wow.
line.
So it's about 16 yards to the goal, not 25 like I initially thought. Nevertheless, that was a very impressive shot.
Exactly. I mean, you saw the power on that. It just hit the back of the net, and, man, it just snuck right through Drew Pauly. He didn't see that one coming. I mean, he had to take a shot. He only had a couple seconds left, 6.8 to be precise, as the North Stars are up by 3. General Brown might have a second to take a shot. They do. That one's fired, and that's going to end our first half of action here on the North Star Network. North Stars up by 3. We'll see you in about 10 minutes for the third quarter of action when we come back. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network on YouTube, as here comes our opening face-off for this second half in just a few moments. Jack Putman in there instead of the usual Emmett Porter, who that name probably sounds familiar to most of you, mainly from hockey. As General Brown fight for it. They initially won it. North Stars come away with it, though, as Jacob Malecki gets in there in time. Looks like Donovan Cheney was forced out of bounds there, but they said it was General Brown ball. Fight for it. Adrian Sweeney as Killian
Sorry about that, guys.
having a little bit of a coughing spree there.
Yeah, I tried to drink water and it didn't go so well.
So North Star is now making a move. Quinn Empey, he's got 4 on the night. Oh, man. That one almost snuck through for his 5th. That one was deflected off the shot, so it's sticking with the North Stars.
The game has definitely slowed down a little bit offensively since the end of that first quarter. And it's now a somewhat normal lacrosse score. It's still decently high scoring, but 9-6 at the end of the first half isn't all that bad.
So a little stoppage of play here as Pritchard going to start off with the ball here for the North Stars at around the 40.
North Stars now with a man up.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even see that happen. So interference on number 6 for General Brown. That's Deshelle Pauly. As here comes the North Stars man-up advantage.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to take some not really orthodox shots here. I wouldn't, especially in this situation. They gotta get rid of General Brown. So
oh man! Oh, that one sneaks in, and that's Quinn Empey's 4th goal of the game, or 5th goal of the game. I apologize. I believe Quinn Empey had it. We will double check here, but I believe Quinn Empey. Yes, Quinn Empey. So 5 goals in 1 game, which is the exact total he had last season for all the games combined. So he matches his season total from last year in 1 game.
Yeah, what a
How
night.
Insane is that?
What a night he's had. Him alone only down 5-6 to General Brown, so it's definitely been important for him to keep going, because without him this would be a much closer game.
So 7 goals now in the season for Quinn Empey, as he is having himself quite a few first couple games, as Emmett Porter wins that faceoff for the North Stars. North Stars up by 4 now. 10:45 left to go in this third.
North Star lead has swelled to 4 twice now, and it shrunk to 2 3 times during this game. So it's kind of been a limbo between 2 goals and 4-goal lead. General Brown hasn't really been able to get back into that 1-goal range, although they were at the beginning of the game when they were able to come back and tie it. However, North Stars took control right after that.
Adrian Sweeney now with it at around the 25. He's scanning. He takes the shot. That one left. Deinhardt tracks it down. North Star sticking with it.
And so far in the second half, the North Stars have had possession pretty much the entire time, and General Brown has had trouble just advancing the ball past midfield, which we saw at the start of that first quarter.
Quinn Empey. That one fired. Good save by Pauly. North Stars trying to track it down. General Brown quickly looked like North Stars are.
They're going to give it back to
General
Brown after the fight on the sideline.
Yeah, it looked like General Brown last touched it, but refs are saying otherwise. So General Brown gonna take it the other direction. They're down by 4 now. Their deficit has started to increase as the North Stars offenses seem to get back their motion, and the momentum's starting to swing back in their favor.
It's just been steady offense from the North Stars all night, and the defense since that first quarter has been stifling, and that's really been the difference maker so far is that defense.
I mean, that's why the North Stars, I mean, they're just such high scorers, and they're already 1-0 here, possibly 2-0 marking, or barring a miracle here from General Brown. I mean, actually, I shouldn't say it's a miracle. They're only down by 4, and there's still a whole nother quarter left to play. So I really shouldn't say miracle, but barring a comeback, I should say, as Quinn Empey here is about the 25, who's already got 5 goals on the night. Pritchard shoots. Good save by Pauly. But, yeah, no, the North Stars just clicking on both sides.
General Brown's finally gotten a chance here to get just a shot on goal in the second half. It's been 3 minutes, and they haven't even really gotten a shot off on CNS yet.
Exactly. So they're looking to start taking some more selective shots now because they don't want to fire this one out and possibly give it back to the North Stars, considering how explosive their offense has been recently. So they're going to have to take some more selective shots, also considering how explosive the North Stars defense has been recently as well. So they're definitely going to be more selective here, a little bit more precise with their plays. As good check by James Collins.
Yeah, and there's another big play on defense by CNS, but General Brown's got to limit those turnovers as well. They've had a few of those already in the second half.
Pritchard at about the 40 as here comes Quinn Empey in the game for the North Stars.
Well, the North Stars offensively have dominated. They haven't really been able to put the ball in the net.
Quinn Empey looking. Oh, man, what a hit.
Almost got folded right in front of
Oh,
the net.
wow, what a shot. As it looks like, yeah, that's going to be number 10 for the North Stars. Blake Fifi, his first goal of the season.
Empey there looked a little shaken up after the play. Hopefully he's okay. And it looks like he's...
Yeah, he looks like he's just fine.
Looks like he's jogging off okay. It was a little slow to walk over to the celebration, so... But fortunately, it looks like he is all right.
Yeah, had a little hard hit. He was about to take that shot. Potentially getting his 6th goal of the game here, but... just shaken up there a little bit, but it looks like he's going to be all right. They might go through some precaution protocols just to be safe. It looks like they're talking to our athletic trainer, Katie Clark. Yep. So I think she's just making sure everything's all right as Emmett Porter wins the faceoff. Donovan Cheney now with it at around the 20. He's looking. He's forced out. Forcing the North Stars to reset.
And the North Stars now with this 5-goal lead have no problem taking their time a little bit here.
Exactly. And taking some shots that maybe they otherwise wouldn't have taken. Taking some risks here as Donovan Cheney looking to get around. Great defense by General Brown as Donovan Cheney loses his stick. That one fired down midfield. Great defense by Joseph Malecki. We might get a pushing here. No flag, though. Oh, I thought I heard a ref say push. But I guess it wasn't major enough to call penalty there on Malecki.
Yeah, it looks like possession will just stay with General Brown, but there was a little bit of a push or some sort of contact on the way up the field there.
That's the physicality of the North Stars defense that you see a lot from them. And that's, they get a couple fouls off of them, but we haven't seen many by them tonight. So they're usually pretty conservative as here comes General Brown. Dominic Wisner looking. That one fired. It's going to stay with the North Stars as Dominic DeVero was closest as that shot went out of bounds. DeVero in the end zone. Gets it to Putman at around the 10. Putman with speed. He's double-teamed. Forced back a little bit behind the 30. He's going to get it back to Samfier. So North Stars going to reset here. Samfier just looking for the right person here as he gets it off to Dominic DeVero. DeVero with speed. Flag.
Late. Maybe a checking or a slashing on General Brown of some kind.
Very high thrown flag there by the official.
Yeah, I know. Practically up to the level of our booth here.
We got another flag on the other side of the field.
So we might get a double.
There'll definitely be some discussion here as there's 2 flags down as what the call will be.
Looks like they're both on General Brown.
Looks like slashing on General Brown there.
Number 9 for General Brown, and it looks like that's all they'll call. There is still a penalty flag down around the 20-yard line on the far side of the field.
Oh, okay. So it looks like we're getting cross-checking from Dawson Foley, and then it looks like I think we have a slashing from from Camden Thomas. So a 2-man advantage here for the North Stars after a slashing and cross-checking call on General Brown.
Now, we got a 5-goal advantage right now for our North Stars. This one, this would make it 6, obviously, if they're able to put that away. But if North Stars are able to get the lead up to 6, you got to think time here, even though we have a whole nother quarter to play, would start becoming a factor.
Yeah, and you've got to definitely be thinking about taking advantage here if you're CNS as well with the 2-man advantage now.
Right, you just want to get some of that All-State insurance, get that premium package. North Stars just looking to tack on another one, extend their lead even further. Donovan Cheney looking. He's got 2 on the night already. Sweeney gets it over. So that shot just a little bit left. North Stars there. As Deinhardt gets it in for Pritchard. Pritchard over to Cheney. Cheney back to Pritchard. Pritchard back to Cheney. What a find in front of the net as Blake Fifi feeds that one to Adrian Sweeney. Sweeney's got 2.
A really nice pass right in front of the net. Not really much you could have done. Defensively, if you're General Brown, you're down 2-man. 2 guys, it's almost impossible to defend everyone when it's in a situation like that.
So Blake Fifi gets the assist on that one as he just gets a nice find. He's got 2 assists now on the season. His first goal of the season coming in this one. And Adrian Sweeney now up to 7 goals on the season, tied with Quinn Empey. That's kind of funny. Quinn Empey had 2 goals last game, 5 this one. Sweeney had 5 last game, 2 this one. Kind of little flip-flop by both of them, unless one of them scores another one.
There's still plenty of time for them to do so.
Exactly. I mean, 5:44 left. We still got another 4th quarter left to play. And the North Stars are with a commanding 6-point lead. A couple substitutions here by both teams, as it looks like General Brown getting it. I don't know what happened there. I didn't hear any whistles or anything. Huh. Interesting. General Brown with it now. As Dawson Foley scanning. Zips it over to Cooper Donaldson.
General Brown's had some chances here to get shots off, but they haven't really touched the CNS defense yet in this quarter. So they're yet to score here in the second half.
Luke Dupie behind the net. He's already got 2 on the night for the Lions. As he's looking, he's going to try to wrap around, fires that over top. Luckily, Dominic Weisner there to track it down behind the net for the Lions.
He's already got a goal like that today.
And he's going to need more if General Brown wants to come back. They're going to start taking those more aggressive shots. This is really their only chance at coming back. The CNS defense not giving them any of the easy ones right now.
Dupie's looking. He's forced back into the end zone. He wants to get one of those. He was trying. And that's going to be a slashing here on the North Stars.
Now flag
comes in late.
Yeah, I heard the ref yell it. I believe it's going to be a slashing here on the North Stars, number 25, Landon Coyle, if I'm not mistaken, although it doesn't seem like he is going to kneel down.
I think this might be on General Brown.
Oh, maybe. I thought I saw... Yep, it's going to be...
They're going to call it on number 0 for General Brown.
Yeah, so Luke Dupie.
Their top scorer in this game so far.
I think it might be cross-checking. Oh, technical delay of game. Not even close. I saw a little bit of contact over there, but it was neither. Delay of game here, so 30-second man-up advantage for the North Stars as Donovan Cheney moves now to around the 30. He's looking, gets it over to Fifi. Fifi scanning, gets it to Empey, who's already got 5. A little back-and-forth motion here. Cheney looking, he gets it over to Empey. Empey searching. Good ball movement by the North Stars, as that's going to be number 2 on the day for Carson Pritchard. Actually, that's number 3, so he's got a hat trick.
Yeah, nice night for him and a few other guys, as the North Stars don't have a lot of scores, but the guys that are scoring a lot, and now they've blown it open to a 7-goal lead here, which was only 3 at halftime, as the defense and the offense have really taken off in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's just the North Stars for you now. 13-6. Seems like it's just quickly getting away from us. 4:23 left. I mean, just back-to-back scoring here for the North Stars. Can't stop them.
Yeah, North Stars had a very successful offensively here start to the second half, and of course, as soon as I say that, General Brown gets a quick offensive possession.
That's another thing that hasn't been talked about much, is CNS has been dominating on those face-offs. That's really been the reason why General Brown hasn't possessed it much.
Fires that one. That one's going to be just high.
It actually went into the Lacrosse goal sitting next to the field goal.
Goal. Wrong one. Good defense by the North Stars as Dominic Weisner loses that one. He's going to take, he wanted to take that one. Luke Dupree searching.
And that one just a wide open pass right in front of the goal. That one was pretty easy for General Brown, and they finally get in the scoring column here in the second half.
Dupree feeds it to Weisner as he scores and gets General Brown within 6. Oh, they're going to say that's unassisted. I thought Luke Dupree had that one, but they're going to say that's unassisted.
Yeah, looking at the replay, it looks like there was a completed pass beforehand. So
yeah, huh?
Actually, there were 2 beforehand, and I don't think a North Star touched the ball. So unless there's some rule
that we're not aware of here on the North Star Network, if you can let us know, if you know any viewers, if you know why that is. That'd be greatly appreciated. Almost an offsides by the North Stars, although didn't seem like it wasn't. That one, what a save by Sam Fear.
That was a pretty clean shot for the North Star, for General Brown.
That was a good save by Sam Fear. You could hear it hit right off of his stick.
It might have. I don't know if that hit his stick then hit the post, or if his stick hit the post after he made the save. But something hit the post. You could hear a distinct clank there as the ball came in.
Either way, good defense stop by Noah Samfier and the North Stars as they get it back. Pritchard zips it in for DeViro. DeViro looking. Great move there. He manages to keep the ball in his stick. Oh, he's a little shaken up. Yeah, oh, yikes. So we're gonna get a timeout by the North Stars as Dominic DeViro limps off. Katie Clark, our athletic trainer, will check him over. We'll take a break here on the North Star Network as the North Stars and Coach Wilbur talk things over. Here, we welcome you back here on the North Star Network. Is quick pass in front. Good defense by General Brown. That one flips around. Nobody really knew where that one was. General Brown. Whoa, wow. What a pass. But, well, I shouldn't say that, as it was picked off by Landon Coyle of the North Stars. I mean, What a powerful pass, just not the best one.
Now we'll see if the North Stars can put General Brown away with another goal here. They've been dominant on offense.
We got about 2:20 left here in the third quarter.
This
13-7.
third quarter has been going by slow as Quinn Empey, he's got 6. Wow.
It was a very powerful shot. He was able to get through and goes top left on the goaltender. 14-7 North Stars.
Wow. Quinn Empey.
Snuck it around the right side of the goalie, and just another easy shot for him. He's had a great night, almost tying the entire team for General Brown in goals.
Jeez.
North Stars have had a great third quarter, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, Quinn Empey with 6, now 8 on the season. That is 3 more, folks, in just 2 games than his total last season. Out of all the games last season, he had 5. Out of the 2 home games we've had this season, he's already got 8. And he's got 1 more than his total from last year in just 1 game. That is a crazy stat. Wow. So Putman fires that one behind the net for Fifi. Emmett Porter going to take it now in front of the net around the 25. He's slow. He takes a couple spin moves. He gets it back for Summers.
Rough turnover there.
Yeah.
But looks like he might be able to get it back.
Fight for it as Summers eventually comes up with it. Summers gets it over to Donovan Cheney around midfield.
North Stars putting in some younger players now here in this third quarter. The score, I think, has gotten to a comfortable point for the coaching staff.
Yeah, they're definitely feeling that. They're getting in a much more comfortable position.
Their bench has been electric too throughout this entire third quarter and most of the second. They're certainly in this game mentally. I think General Brown is kind of getting shut down.
Takes that shot.
As soon as I say that,
that's his 4th, I believe. Luke Dupree or Dupey, he fires that one into the back of the net, bringing General Brown back within 6. But the North Stars' offense is no match, as they're just able to maintain. The North Stars just know how to respond too. The last goal we saw from General Brown, the North Stars responded plus some more. Just giving them this commanding lead. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a response by the North Stars here to bring this lead back up to 7.
Dupey's been able to keep it in it, but he didn't get enough help from the rest of his team to pull out a win for General Brown. But still a whole quarter left to play. We'll see if anything crazy happens.
Joey, I'm now a firm believer in the announcer's jinx.
You aren't, or you are?
I am now.
All right. We'll believe it when we see it here on the North Star Network, as Blake Fifi fires that to around the 5 for number 5, Donovan Cheney. He does a little bit of a ground pass for Pritchard. Pritchard communicating with some of his teammates there. Empey. Pritchard looking for somebody. He decides to take his shot. North Stars there first, as Cheney's going to bring it back in here from the end zone.
Just over 25 seconds there left in the third quarter.
We'll see if the North Stars can get a quick goal here before the end of the half, as that one's going to fire past midfield. And that one's going to go out of bounds. Going to turn over here to General Brown.
So 14 seconds. We'll see if General Brown can maybe get something now. Taking it kind of slow. They need to pick up the pace now.
Yeah, 4 seconds. They're going to have to make a shot quick. Not able to get it off in time. Good defense by the North Stars. James Collins forces Dom Morgia to not be able to take a shot there. So at the end of our third quarter of action to start this fourth quarter off, North Stars up by a commanding 6-point lead. We'll take a break here on the North Star Network as both teams talk things over. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network on YouTube, as there's a couple flags here. Oh, okay, so that's going to be carried over from the third quarter. James Collins had a foul there at the end of the third quarter. That's going to give General Brown this man-up advantage here to start this fourth quarter off, as General Brown's going to win it. Moving now with speed.
We'll see.
Oh, wow. Quick turnover by the North Stars.
I was going to say, if we can get a late comeback here by General Brown with still an entire quarter.
Oh, wow. What a move. Malecki, he's going to shoot. He gets it in. Jacob and Joseph Malecki each have a goal on the game today. Joseph Malecki had one earlier in the first, and now Jacob Malecki is going to match his twin with his own score, as the North Stars are up by 7 here with 11:41 left to go. So both twin defenders get their own respective goals here in this General Brown matchup, as Jacob Malecki just fires that one just like his brother from about the 25 and gets that one through the back of the net.
Yeah, both the Malecki brothers with big, long goals so far today.
Yeah, long distance, hard shots. Really showing their skill on both offense and defense here tonight. Another turnover here forced by the North Stars, as Landon Coyle moves with speed now. He gets it over to Donovan Cheney. Cheney searching. He's got 2, looking for a hat trick. Cheney gets it over to Deinhardt. Deinhardt is searching. Adrian Sweeney now with it. He's got 2. He's searching. Gets it over to Pritchard. Now Donovan Cheney back with it behind the net. Gets it back over for Deinhardt. Deinhardt zips it over for Sweeney. Sweeney forced back to around the 40. Good defense by General Brown so far. Haven't really let the North Stars get much going here on offense as they scoop that one away. Good defensive stop here by General Brown and number 22, Carter Nethers. As another turnover here forced. We get a whistle. That's going to be North Stars ball.
Just over a minute and a half here gone by in the fourth quarter. CNS 7-goal lead.
Wow, they're just dominating on all fronts. North Stars just know how to do it.
The game did start out pretty close, I thought. I thought
it did.
General Brown was...
They were keeping it in as... Wow, what a score. Pritchard gets his 4th goal of the game.
And we have flags everywhere. There's raining flags. Multiple flags down.
Most likely going to be a push here on General Brown, but that's not going to matter. The goal's going to count nonetheless, I believe. Wow. Pritchard just shoots that one to the corner. Woo, right corner, and we're looking even closer and closer. Each team needs to score 2 more goals to match our point total from last year, where we saw these 2 match up at General Brown. 18-10 was the final score of that game. Sticking with the North Stars. So that's going to be on Aiden Neto of General Brown for unnecessary roughness.
Another thing for General Brown is really the penalties.
They've been killing them.
Hurt them a lot. They've had a few situations where they've been 1 or even 2 guys down, and
North Stars have just been able to capitalize on them.
Like they've capitalized every time.
Yeah, there's only been a couple we've seen tonight that the North Stars really haven't been able to take advantage of. Other than that, they've been able to really fully take advantage of the man up. We'll see if they can do that again. They only get 30 seconds on this one. As Sweeney fires it over for Cheney.
Overall, dominant performance today by the North Stars. I know we're only a couple minutes into the fourth quarter, but I think the score shows how much they've played well today.
Fifi looking. He gets it over to Empey. Empey fires back for Sweeney. Sweeney back to Empey. Empey for Fifi. Fifi back for Empey. This is just a back and forth here. Sweeney searching. Now we're getting to the left side as Donovan Cheney searches. Cheney looking again, gets it back to Sweeney. Just a lot of back and forth. We got 20 seconds left on this clock, and that one trickles in. I don't know who had that one.
It was Pritchard again.
Wow, so 5 goals for him. Impressive game for these two. Pritchard and Empey combined for 11 of the North Stars' 17 points.
You could almost tell in that possession the North Stars were just trying to set up a shot for one of their top guys, just kind of passing it around, and then one of their guys got open and took advantage of it.
Man, North Stars just dominating on all fronts.
I think the General Brown goaltender would like to have that one back. He was not happy after that one went in.
Yeah, that one just trickled in. That was a tough one to stop. Now Carson Pritchard, he had 8 goals last season, and he's already got 6 in the first 2 games. So a lot of these North Stars players, especially considering, we lost Rocco Villano last year. Wow, right off the bat. Emmett Porter gets his first goal. All the North Stars are getting involved once again. Wow.
If that one didn't seal it, that one was probably the dagger for General Brown. Now it's a double-digit lead for the North Stars.
Whew.
The offense just electric, really the whole game, and the defense after the end of the first half has just been stifling.
What an impressive play there by Emmett Porter. I believe that's going to be unassisted. Yes, that's unassisted. So, because he won that faceoff and he took it all the way himself. Whew. Impressive game for all the North Stars players. Just clicking on all fronts, defense, offense, you name it.
Now, a little bit of unrelated color commentary here. We just had a bird or a bat or something.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I saw the same thing.
Wait, I did not see
A
this.
small bat of some kind, just a few feet off the ground, just kind of flew diagonally across the field and then kept going.
Yeah, it was over the field for a good 5-10 seconds. Obviously, it didn't really interfere with the game. It was a good 10 feet off the ground. But I mean, weird stuff will happen sometimes here.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, as I was saying before, that quick goal off of that faceoff by Emmett Porter, I mean, all these players, you can tell they're stepping up after some losses the North Stars suffered this year. Obviously, Noah Samfier has just stepped up in Leighton Sullivan's absence, I should say. Other way around. In his, absence this year, as we talked about in that interview. If you have not seen it, that's on the North Stars Network's Instagram page. But yeah, so, as we talked about in that one, he's just doing an excellent job stepping up here for Leighton Sullivan. And then, again, Emmett Porter, he's just been doing great on the faceoffs. Carson Pritchard and Quinn Empey both have hat tricks, on this game. Same thing with, obviously, Donovan Cheney was the leading scorer for the North Stars last year with 55 goals, but no, a lot of these players, younger players, stepping up in the absence of some of these losses the North Stars suffered.
Another almost turnover.
Yeah.
Wasn't able to corral it, though.
So the North Stars just clicking on all fronts. This is going to be a great year for boys lacrosse. As Joseph Malecki pokes that one away, North Stars going to come away with it at around midfield with speed now. Emmett Porter, he's searching. Wow, quick move in front. That one couldn't sneak through. I believe, it was Deinhardt in front of the net there. He was a little bit hesitant, and that kind of led to that save.
Yeah, General Brown defense there. They let 2 North Stars in right in front of the goal. And that's a great save there by the
That could have been
General Brown
dangerous.
goaltender.
That could have been dangerous, though, had he had not had those couple spectacular saves. Couple substitutions here for the Lions. As General Brown back with it now.
(18-8), just over 7 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. Dominant performance from the North Stars in this game for sure.
I mean, we can't say it any more than we've already been saying it. Just dominant performance all around by the North Stars. Good defensive stop there. Fired out. General Brown sticking with it, though, as they track that down behind the net. But, yeah, 6:51 left, and the North Stars are up by 10. This is going to be, General Brown's going to need a miracle here if we were to get anything. Wow, that one gets off as Luke Dupe has his fifth, I believe. I lost track, but I believe that's his fifth.
He single-handedly really what kept General Brown in the game until this fourth quarter.
Yeah.
He's been definitely elevating General Brown. He's got over half their goals if that is his fifth.
Yeah. So, despite that impressive performance, they just really have been a little lacking on defense, and their offense has just not been able to get shots off that they want, mainly due in part to the North Stars' just dominant defense. So Jack Putman wins that faceoff for the North Stars. Just under 7 minutes left to go here. So here comes the North Stars with speed. Putman gets it over to Sweeney. Sweeney swings it over for Deinhardt. Deinhardt over to Cheney. Cheney gets it over for Pritchard. Pritchard back at around the circle for Porter. Porter gets it back over for Summers.
You can tell the North Stars starting to slow it down here now later in the game. And some different names out there now that you wouldn't really see in a closer game.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to get all their players involved in this one. As we've already mentioned, Dominic Summers, he's got, he had his first varsity goal last game. And he's out there for the North Stars now. We still have a few starters. Donovan Cheney still out there. Emmett Porter. Here comes the North Stars. And we got a couple flags going. Looked down for a second, wasn't quite sure what that's going to be on. We'll get confirmation from Darryl White in just a few moments once this play is brought to a halt. Deinhardt moving now behind the net. He's looking. Gets it over to Sweeney. Sweeney gets it back for Porter. Porter back over to Summers. Summers searching. Gets it back to Porter. Putman fires from around the 20, and he zips that one through, and the North Stars are up by 10 again. Jack Putman, his second goal of the season, his first of the game.
Now, nice shot, a rocket there from about 10, 15 yards out.
Yeah, that was an impressive shot. We've seen a lot of those tonight. He just flung that one and gets the North Stars up by 10.
Just dominating on offense now, on pace for possibly 20 goals here in just one game.
I mean, 5:16 left. The North Stars still have plenty of time to get that done. I mean, they'd be looking at 33 goals in their first two games.
That's really impressive offensively. That's over 15 goals a game through your first two.
Phew. Want to give a little shout out here to our producer, Alex Schneible. He's gone off on a little adventure, so now I'm taking over producer temporarily.
What's his adventure?
I believe he has to go use the bathroom.
Oh, okay. We won't tell him we said that on the live broadcast. So thanks to Killian Heffron, who's experienced in this field of broadcasting, of doing producing. Thank you so much for joining us. We're at 38 viewers now. As the North Stars moving quickly now.
And that was almost another
wow.
goal, almost snuck over the head of the General Brown goalie.
North Stars just clicking everywhere. So turnover here, but one of the rare ones. As that shot went out of bounds. So it's going back to General Brown. Barring a miracle here for General Brown, a miracle comeback. It looks like we're going to get a timeout here. So barring a miracle comeback, it looks like this one's getting out of reach for General Brown. We will get a timeout, however, by General Brown with 4:30 left to go, down by 10. We'll take a break here on the North Star Network on YouTube. We welcome you back here on the North Star Network on YouTube as North Star's moving quickly. Blake Fifi decides not to take that shot. He just decides to roll out as he scans, zips it over to Collins. Collins down the sideline as he's going to get subbed in. Pritchard now with it around the 40 as the North Star is going to slow this thing down. Now with a 10-point lead. They may take a shot if they get the opportunity, but other than that, they're going to really just drown this clock out as much as they can. They do have the shot clock to worry about, 30 seconds left on that one, but they can pretty much chew that as much as they want. As here comes Quinn Empey, who's already got 6 on the night. Oh, looking for his 7th. That one just fires right. North Stars there to track it down was Deinhardt. So the North Stars still sticking with it. Steinhardt fires it in for Pritchard. Pritchard looking. Got 11 seconds left on the shot clock. They're going to have to shoot quickly. Pritchard loses it. He gets it back. He's going to just fire it up in the corner because he did not have enough time to get the shot clock off. So that allows their defense enough time to reset as General Brown's going to have it back now. Yeah, so barring a miraculous General Brown miracle, it's looking like it's pretty much out of reach for the Lions as they're looking to perhaps just get another few on the board to make this one feel a little less rough, as they are most likely going to lose their first of the season.
Yeah, it's never the way you want to start a
No.
season, especially with a big blowout loss.
I mean, they weren't spectacular last year. They were about 9-9. I don't remember what they ended, but that was their last game versus the North Stars. That brought them to 9-9. So they were about 50 even for the win percentage. So they had an okay season. So this year might be a rebuild. We'll see. They do have a lot of younger players. So we'll see what changes this year. But this year, wow, Sweeney fires that one across. He's got a hat trick. All the North Stars players getting involved as Sweeney now tied for the most goals on the North Stars with Quinn Empey. Both have 8 goals on the season. Both have hat tricks tonight.
North Stars now with 20 goals.
33 goals in their first 2 games so far, barring another couple goals that we may see by the North Stars. Still 2:28 left. That's plenty of time for them to get another score.
And that's in comparison to just allowing 14 to this point. So it's been a dominating 2 games to start the year for them.
Man. Here comes the face-off at midfield. Jack Putman in there for the North Stars. He's going to win it. North Stars back with it. Collins at around the 40 fires it over for Cheney, who's already got 2 on the night. Thank you again so much for joining us here on the North Star Network on YouTube. Fortunately, Coach Wilbur does not want us to keep this up, so you will not be able to view this afterwards. But we thank you so much for joining us live. We're up to 159 total views and 34 current viewers right now. Thank you again so much for joining us. Quinn Empey with it now. Gets it back to Sweeney at the 30. Cheney back to Sweeney at around the 35. Cheney looking. Quinn Empey's going to get it back. Oh, I thought he was going to take a shot. Blake Fifi gets it back over to Sweeney. 15 seconds left on this shot clock. 1:30 left. And the North Stars up by 11.
The North Stars will speed it up here.
Sweeney fires it from the 20.
Or shoot it immediately.
Look at that.
Got low, one quick pass, and there was just no one guarding him. And General Brown's just almost made it too easy for the North Stars here in this 4th quarter.
Sweeney now with the majority of goals here for the North Stars. 9 on the season now, his 4th of the game. And I apologize, I'm going to correct myself. Donovan Cheney did not have 55. That was Sweeney last year. Donovan Cheney had 33 goals. He was the 2nd leading scorer here for the North Stars, or 3rd, I believe. Rocco Villano had just a few more than Cheney. But Cheney, 33 goals last year. He's got 2 on the night for him. Sweeney surpassed the hat trick. He's got 4, 9 on the season.
And it's really been the second half for the North Stars. It was both teams in the single digits in the first half. as another bat just flew in front of the booth, and now they're up to 21.
Jeez.
in this half.
Another bat. I'm missing these bats.
Bats and plenty of goals for the North Stars tonight.
Putman gets it over to Summers.
We're up to 30 goals total. Now, at the end of the first quarter, our pace was we would reach 40. So we currently are at 3/4 of what that pace would have been at the end of the first.
So still an
quarter.
impressive pace for both teams.
Yeah, both teams. I mean, General Brown, 9 is going to beat a couple teams, but giving up 21, you're not really going to beat any team. If you give up really anything more than 15 is going to be tough to overcome. But once you start getting in the 20s, it's almost impossible.
All right, Putman slowing things down. 30 seconds left on this shot clock because they're just going to let this clock drain. So they're pretty much going to let this whole game run out. There's going to be a few seconds, maybe about 10 seconds here for General Brown if the North Stars really let this clock fully chew. They're going to have to eventually take a shot, or they could fire it into the corner just to waste some time.
It looks like they may just take the shot clock here.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to fire it out, and that's going to do it. General Brown going to scoop it up, but just to let the clock run, they're going to fire it a whole Hail Mary with the game on the line here, and that one, wow. That was a powerful shot, but that's going to do it. The North Stars take down General Brown, improve to 2-0 on the season, and have quite the game. North Stars 21, General Brown 9. North Stars with 34 goals in their first 2 games, and we got some impressive nights by, of course, Adrian Sweeney with 4, Quinn Empey with 6. 1 more goal than his entire last season total. He had 5 goals last season, folks. 5 for the entire year, and in 2 games he's already got 8. So we thank you so much for joining us here on the North Star Network. What a game. North Stars take down General Brown 21-9. I want to thank my crew so much. Of course, Alex Schneible, our producer, our camera operator, Owen Lynch. Of course, my color commentators, Killian Heffron and Ethan Hanson. I'm Joey Cox, your play-by-play commentator, saying so long from Michael J. Bragman Stadium.